trying to become an artist in the successful realm, by the term is successful, lack of better words, by an artist who has work sponsored in the gallery and so forth. I've always found it my own experience was a challenge, trying to knock on doors and get work in the gallery. There's usually galleries have their own criteria how they select work, but after a certain point in my own life, I said, you know what, I have enough work in the collection of my own, where why not open up my own space? And rather than continue knocking, open the door for other, new and emerging artists. It doesn't mean that I don't, solicit, galleries for work. It just basically means that I think I had to find a home for my work. And it was kind of funny, it's a true story. Like years ago, me and my wife, we lived in the Bronx, and I would have tons of work, like hundreds of paintings, like in the closet, behind the bed. And when we lived one time near Yankee Stadium, we had an apartment there, and I decided to, with her help, we had our friends come over, close friends, and we had a little private show. And then from that little private show, it was a success. They said, wow, I'm selling paintings, in just this one night. So then that gave birth to the concept of, what would it be like to have my own space? And here we are, about 7 years later, Artizfacts Studio Gallery in New Rochelle as a result of that.
Wow, beautiful, man. So let me ask you a question. Like, what do you look, with doing this, what do you look to bring as far as to other artists and, other people that are looking to get into something like this as far as maybe owning their own studio and displaying their portraits and things of that nature?
Yeah, I would encourage it. I would encourage artists today, especially where things have gone viral. There's always easy access to promote yourself and self-promote. It does take a lot of work, though. It's not like snap, snap, poof, and you're done. On a given day, it can spend hours and hours into work. On a weekend, Saturdays when I usually come in and the studio's open to the public, but it's also open by appointment before the 8. You can make calls, you can come in, I can get private tours or group tours. But there's a lot of work involved in this, and especially in the entrepreneurial process. This is just really a result of maybe about almost 2 years of Artizfacts Studio, having its doors open. And my wife can attest to it. It has been a lot of work between work with the kids, and then also I'm a public school teacher, and managing that, and then managing the business. There's also promoting, a space, artists yourself, and promoting your gallery, and there's, advertising. It's a whole lot to deal with. It's not just sitting behind the brush, but you also let people know you're out there. So what I did is, in terms of my space, I decided to also open a platform for new and emerging artists to give them opportunity. Not just visual artists, performing artists, theatrical artists, those people who are inspiring to look for a platform. If you play drum, if you do jazz, if you salsa, merengue, if you do whatever your music part is, or if you just have any type of talent, if you're a dancer. Artizfacts Studio Gallery, when I had part of my vision, was to open up a platform to give people an opportunity to show their talent to the public. And I think we're on that track now. I had recently had Brother Yaya, who's a drummer, and he had his drum trio who came to one of my last shows. It was pretty good. He was also good about it. He was very educational about the different types of drums and how they relate to Africa and the origins of the skins and how they made the drums. So it was also educational process, not just entertainment. So this is where the platform we are right now at Artizfacts Studio Gallery, just opening that venue. So if you are upcoming artist, entrepreneur, and you're looking for a platform, you can always give me a call, or you can contact me through our website, www.artizfacts.com, or that's artistlove at Yahoo, ARTIZ, love@yahoo.com. And you can also call my number for Studio Gallery. It's 917-886-3507.
Now, 17, the Revolution. How did you get started in that? How did that come about? And how did you decide to go with the painting you chose to put into it?
Well, that was interesting because that was actually a school friend of mine, Andre Leroy Davis, who's actually the curator of the 17 Revolution. And Andre, we had been in touch with back and forth on different things. And it was interesting because the Trayvon Martin case and the verdict and the outcome it kind of gave birth to it, because what happened is Andre had reached out to me and he said that he wanted to do a show of collected artists and expressing outrage and emotion and feeling and what was our take on it. And it really wasn't a show that was really doing 17 Trayvon Martin paintings, but just what was our own personal reflection. So when you come through and you see the work, and I think our last exhibit is going to be in Harlem, 125th Street, on April 5th, you'll see a culmination of different artists and different styles and what is the artist's own expression and how they felt about it. Now, Andre, he approached me last year in October, and he wanted to put the idea together. And I told him, whatever you want to do, I support you. I have the space, because at that time, he was looking for galleries who would also host and support the concept. And now there's a lot of buzz and it's starting to pick up. And now, in other galleries in New Jersey, it's starting to pick up. And it first started off with Brooklyn, at Stratosphere Studios in Brooklyn, Crown Heights, Brooklyn. And then now here's our second stop, at New Rochelle Artizfacts Studio Gallery. And now we go to the State Office Building in Harlem, 125th Street, at their gallery. So it's a lot of momentum, it's picking up. A lot of artists are now responding. It's a lot of positive, a lot of feedback. And I think it's also a good thing where it's also saying to the community, in our own outrage, in a positive way, this is what we're saying about the case. And I think it's a good, powerful thing that we're doing right now.
All right, Kevin, man, always a very intriguing conversation with you, brother, and you know, we definitely look to see more of your work.
A recent series I did was a series called the Tribal Sister Series. It was dedicated to women, the women of the Pan-African diaspora throughout the world, maybe from Africa to the Caribbean, Latin America. And what I wanted to do with that show, and that show was last October, and it was a show dedicated to our women, showing homage of how our women are very crucial in our community, many as warriors, as homemakers, as protectors, as hunters. And that show was dedicated to it. And this show, for that work, I should say, the work in that show is still an ongoing process. Right now, I'm doing some research on the Aborigine people in Australia and trying to find the right elements to create pieces of work dedicated to that indigenous group and showing how the women there were prominent. It was a constant series that's ongoing. So some of that work is in the mix of some of the paintings I have here in the gallery.
Are any of these paintings for purchase if somebody was interested in?
I also commission. If folks want to come in, I have original artworks, I have reproductions, I can get high quality prints. So, and I'm also starting art class next week, which is March 22nd. So folks can go online, www.com, artizfacts.com. They can go to the link page that says art class, and they can register. And I make the prices affordable because my thing is that's one of my ways of trying to get back to the community, and the prices are very competitive. So that's where we are in terms of the studio gallery. And I'm still constantly on the mix to try to do new things. One of the new series I'm working on is going to be collage, 3D collages. Basically, rather than using paper material, I'm going to be using wood. So it's going to be more sculpturous. And I have this idea in my head. It's up there. So I have to do the first prototypes to have it come out before the public sees it.
All right, thank you again, Kevin, man. Appreciate it, and we'll be looking forward to more of your work, and also with 17, Visualize the Revolution. Thank you.